Alright, check this out, y'all. This here is my backyard hydroponic system, or what I prefer to call my urban garden, since I do live in the hood. So this is my back patio, and uh, what I did was I went ahead. I wanted to uh, build. I wanted to plant a garden. However, since where I live it's nothing but sand, I would have had to order like a truckload of topsoil just to have a respectable garden. So what I decided to do, after doing a little research, I decided to go totally hydroponic. Now over here I have a fish pond, and yes, I did make a mistake when I first started. I put the fish in a little too early, before I totally got the system up and running. But once I get the water, the pH balanced properly on the water, I'll be able to put new fish in. But this is a 44-gallon drum, and what I did was I buried it into the ground. Being as I live in Florida and the temperatures can get up to 90 degrees, you know, or 100 degrees on some days, I didn't want the water temperature to fluctuate too much, so I buried it in the ground, which will keep the temperature a little bit more under control. The small pipe coming out of the pond is connected to a submersible pump, and that goes up to the top of the first riser, and where I have two hydroponic systems completely independent of each other leading off of that. This control valve controls the water flow to this system on this side of the network. So there are 5 tubes 10 foot long on this side, and 5 tubes 10 foot long on that side, and then it rounds the corner and makes an L shape over here, where there are 5 tubes only on the outside. I didn't feel a need to put an additional 5 tubes, which I could have on the inside. Okay. The water comes up here and comes down this 3/4. This, is separated into those 2 systems there, and then comes down this 3/4 10 foot pipe and feeds this system here with that with that water inflow there. Here you can see I have parsley, oregano, savory, mustard, chive, marjoram. This row is empty still. I had some collard greens which were suffering in the ground, so I pulled them out of the ground and put them into the hydroponic system. All of the tubes, this top tube has a drain system which leads into this tube, and they're all at an angle about 1 inch, about half an inch for every foot angle. Okay, and that top tube goes that way down, then comes down into the second, then where it drains into that pipe and goes down into the second drain. And that one, as you can see, we got a nice little river of water flowing through all of the drains. Anyway, this one here drains into the third one. Over here I made a little mistake. I had it at an angle and I couldn't get this one to sit properly, so I had to put a flex tube in there so I can have a bend and have them all sitting properly. Over here I've got chive seeds, parsley, all this is collard greens down here. The very last tube drains, in the very bottom tube is the drainage system, which returns to the fish pond. Here I have a clear tube, as you can see, and that is at a very steep angle downwards. Rounds the bend. This first system ties in there, and the second system in the back ties in the back with that clear tube. This clear tube goes all the way down here, and everything is going to continue downward until it returns to the fish pond. Now I got some frogs in there too. They poop and they piss, so you know that's all good for the fish. Now, I mean, that's all good for the plants. Now over here, I've got a lime tree. This lime tree is 100% hydroponic as well. I took this lime tree, I purchased it at Home Depot, okay, and I went ahead and took out all of the dirt and replaced it with clay media and small rocks, okay. Now this pot here, I modified it. First of all, let's talk about the water source. The water source is at the very end of that line. I have a stringer, and that goes to that lime tree. Now as you can see, I have room for five more plants, and my fiance is on her way to Home Depot right now to get a lemon tree, a orange tree, and a grapefruit tree, so we can tie that in as well. Okay, now how this works is this: that water pipe comes down here and leads into the top of the tree plant, top of the plant, and that's just stuck in there for right now until I find a better way. But what I did was, on the back, is I drilled a hole into the back of the pot, and I simply ran a tube, and that's gravity fed, you know, with a clear tube, and that simply goes into the bottom of the hydroponic, the bottom tube on the hydroponic system. Now, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but this is my back patio, and I like to sit out here at night or during the day and work, and there's a very nice trickling sound of water constantly going on. It's very soothing and relaxing. Very nice place to sit down. Just finished putting the system together to this point today, and I probably will upload another video which will show a little bit more about my urban hydroponic garden. And oh, another little note, as far as seeds go, I've learned that the seeds that you purchase at Home Depot and the Walmarts, etc., all genetically engineered, and don't give you, and only give you, they're genetically engineered to only give you a good crop the first time around and a crap crop if you are able to harvest the seeds the second time around. However, if you look online, you will find suppliers of heirloom seeds which, you know, the generations can be traced back hundreds of years, and those are the seeds that I planted here. Now we like salads, so We've got some lettuce. We've got some basil. I like to cook, so we got thyme. We got dill. We got more lettuce. We got basil, cilantro, parsley. Okay, now these are all 3-inch CPVC tubes. So these can also carry drinkable water. That's very important. PVC pipe. You want to make sure. PVC pipe. You want to make sure that you use the right type of PVC pipe. Not all PVC pipe is created equal. I use a 3-inch hole saw and a drill to drill the holes, and I use 3-inch net pots. Let me see if I can get one out. They fit in here very snug. I use 3-inch net pots to hold the seed and or the plant. Now also to put the seeds in, this here is rock wool. It's spun wool made from molten rock. And what happens is when you put the seeds in here, this saturates very easily with water, and the root system will grow right out of the bottom of here, and you don't ever need to transplant that seed or transplant that plant. This is a permanent media. Okay, for the plant media, I used 2 things. I used clay pellets, and also pea-sized pebbles that you could purchase at Home Depot. Okay, if you have any questions, give me a message.